My teenage son came home with a black eye and refused to say who did it. He walked through the door at 4:17 p.m. on a Tuesday, left side of his face purple-green from his cheekbone to his brow, already heading for the stairs. I said his name, he stopped, said he was fine, said he was tired, went upstairs. I stood in the kitchen with a dish towel in my hand I didn't remember picking up. The bruise had its own geography. Dark center, yellowish outer ring. That doesn't come from a door frame. Someone had hit my son. Joel had never been in a fight. He ran cross-country, played bass in a garage band, built keyboards in his spare time. 16, quiet, not a kid who made trouble. I gave him an hour before I knocked. He was on his bed with headphones on. When I pulled a chair over, he took them off. The bruise looked worse under the light. I asked what happened. Fine. I asked who hit him. He looked at the ceiling. I said his name quietly. He turned to the wall. Mom, please drop it. I asked if it was school. Nothing. I asked if someone was giving him trouble. He almost laughed and said it wasn't that. Said he'd dealt with it. It was over. Pushing was closing him. I went downstairs and called his dad. Gareth and I divorced when Joel was 9. Clean, 2 homes 12 minutes apart, genuinely friendly. It works. Gareth picked up on the second ring. Joel had been completely fine Monday morning, he said. Nothing off. We went through everyone we could think of. Nothing. He said he'd come by in the morning so Joel could see both of us asking. In the morning, Joel sat at the table with both of us across from him and said it was nothing. Said we were making it bigger than it was. Gareth asked him straight, man to man, if someone was giving him trouble and whether he needed them to step in. Joel said no, not defensively, calmly. That was the part that stuck. He wasn't protecting himself from us. He was protecting something else. I called the school after I dropped him off. No incident reports. No fight reports. Normal, across the board. The black eye wasn't where it started. It had been going on for 6 weeks, maybe 8. He'd gotten quieter. He'd stopped going to band practice on Fridays. He'd been going to that basement since 8th grade. He told me the band was going through a weird phase. I moved on. I think about that. Wednesday and Thursday he seemed almost himself. I started to wonder if I'd built something out of nothing. Then Friday happened. He was supposed to be home by 4:30. I texted at 5:15. Nothing. Called at 5:45. Rang out. By 6:20, Gareth and I were both in our cars driving the route between school and home. At 6:40, I pulled over on Glenwood Avenue with my hazards on. At 7:04, Joel walked through the front door. He wasn't hurt, not tonight, but something had happened. He had the face of someone who'd made a decision in the last 2.5 hours and it had cost him. I said, Joel, are you in trouble? He looked at me, really looked, and said, no, not anymore. Then he went upstairs. Not anymore. Gareth came over. We sat at the kitchen table after 9. A bruise. 6 weeks of withdrawal. Skipped Fridays. 2.5 missing hours. Not anymore. That was not the language of a normal teenage conflict. I said we needed someone Joel could talk to who wasn't his parents. I called Dr. Abina Ofori the next morning, a therapist who'd helped him at 14, someone he'd trusted. I got him there Tuesday. I sat in her waiting room for 53 minutes. She called me in after he went to the car and said, Joel disclosed something that requires immediate attention. The person who hurt him is an adult who works with him directly. It's been going on for months. I'm filing a report today. I said, who is it? She said she wanted Joel to tell me himself on Thursday. She said Joel was safe for now, and he'd done the right thing telling her. I drove home without asking him anything, made dinner. After he went upstairs, I called Gareth, told him what she said. He went quiet. Then, an adult, not a question. I said yes. He said, Thursday. I said yes. We sat on the phone at 10:43 at night with our son asleep upstairs, and the name of whoever had done this still unknown. What Joel told us Thursday changed how I understood the last 3 months entirely. And it turned out this wasn't the first time this person had been reported. Another family had gone to the school 2 years earlier. The district had known. Someone had decided to wait and see. Full story is only on Spotify. Search LomuStories. It's free.